I'm good.
I'm
How you
good.
doing?
I'm good. You like my yellow? I like my yellow. It's cute.
Yeah. It's nice, you always upholding the name Diva. You never fail to impress.
Well,
And
it's summertime. I love summer, so I can just be like, shoulders in bright
it's
colors.
it's spring. You're getting a little ahead of yourself, but that's okay. Ready for the warm and not the cold. But it's all good. But I
I
hope
hate the cold.
I know one thing that's going to be red hot, and that's this interview we're about to do with Jerome Arab. This great artist.
I'm
We play some
so
of
excited.
his music. Yes, we play some of his music on the show. But now let's get to know the man behind the music. Let's bring him in. Let's check him out. Jerome, how you doing, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. It's good to talk to you, man. Glad to have you on the show.
Man, pleasure. Thank you so much. I mean, thank God for the world being the way it is, because this would never have happened, back in the 90s.
Yep. But through the beauty of the internet and technology, here we are connected.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the support.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, so we're just gonna dive in and get to know, like I was saying before you came on, the man behind the music. So as far as the music, tell us about when music first got your attention and how you knew this is something that you could do and something that you wanted to do.
Well, music got my attention. My dad used to play a bunch of like things on his guitar, back when I was like, I must have been like 4 years old. So 90, 93, 94. He'd play like Bob Marley and stuff and just jam. And I remember walking in the room and looking at this man just in his element. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to sing along. So I just like try and find some of the words, where I found similar melodies and just try and join in. And then he done a show for Motown, a theater show. And I mean, I heard him rehearsing Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 basically. And I was just like, whoa, who is that kid singing those songs? And yeah, that's kind of like where I started singing. I started like with Michael, to be honest with you. Like, I Want You Back, ABC, yeah, Rock and Robin. Like, literally, that's where it all began for me, is just learning that music and singing along and being like, oh yeah, I think I could actually do this.
That's nice, man. Michael Jackson, being the influence on you and everything, because he was one of the greats. So for some people, the great. So in speaking about having Michael being like a influence, if let's say someone who's watching this interview had never heard your music before, can you sort of like break down your musical style and how you use that to make your music stand out from other artists?
So Michael is definitely, as I said, an influence, but Stevie's been probably the biggest inspiration in my life in terms of musicality, um, because he's not defined by one genre. Stevie has ventured into all sorts of music. He's got reggae elements, he's got jazz, he's got the soul, gospel. He's just taken the best of all these worlds and merged them together. So if I was explaining my style to somebody, I would say I pretty much have a very Afro or African root or African grounding in my style, but it's influenced by so many different genres. So it's R&B, Afro, soul. That's my base, and then I grow from there. And just when I collaborate, you can hear those soulful elements and those African elements in what I do. So yeah.
No, that's a great explanation, and it fits that because when I got introduced to your music, I started letting some of my friends check it out, and it was all positive. They was like, "This is good," You see the enthusiasm, so I like that. But yeah, it was all positive. And when we shared it in between the hosts, it was all positive. So we are talking to Jerome Arab, right? So he's got a song. He got many songs, but one song in particular that's out right now is called "Take It." You can find that on all the streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Deezer, wherever you get your music. And you can find him on Instagram at the Great Arab. ATL Diva, do you have something for Jerome Arab?
I do. I do. I'm so happy that you're here with us today. Um, I am so glad you said that about the fusion of your rhythm and beats because 16 and myself were talking. We're like, wait a minute, like he has like a lot of like Caribbean vibes with like R&B vibes. So it's kind of like, okay, this man raps and he sings songs. So he can tell you that don't mess with him, but he can also love you. So that's like the perfect combination of of songs. So I noticed that on your new album. So I was going through YouTube and listening to a lot of your work. And can you talk to me a little bit about the artwork? We're gonna, maybe if it's okay, like we'll post it later, but we'll put up some like visuals of some of the artwork that's on your music. But it's beautiful and it's eccentric and it's different. So some people don't really put a lot of thought into their cover work, but can you tell us the inspiration behind yours?
Um, so pretty much when I started doing this music thing, I had no direction. I was just like an artist wanting to create music. And the same thing you're saying, what makes you different? And I'm like, it's the overall package. It's what's the
Yeah.
story? And I need to capture the story the best way I know how. So I partnered
Mhm.
with a guy called Lewis from Zambia. He's a graphic designer. And we started to break down concepts. And I was like, animation wise, this is what I'm thinking, because there's so many stories I want to tell. And I feel like for us to actually pay for a full on shoot to do the stories that I want to tell, like to do all the artwork that you're seeing, to make that live and make that real, would cost me a fortune. So I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna go animation. And I was like, actually, it works for what we're trying to do with the brand. It helps people understand more about what the song is meant to be about. And it was a match made in heaven for me, just being able to speak to him and be like, yo, bro, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that. And then he'd be like, oh, I'll sketch this. What do you think? And I'm like, yeah, fill it in with these colors. He's like, okay, cool. So we just go back and forth, and pretty much that's the artwork you see.
I love it. I can't wait for us to put some of it up. It makes you kind of connect or vibe with the song, or at least I would say for me, it was more of the emotion of the song. Like maybe there is emotion connected to the artwork. Because I don't know about you, 16, or, they're getting away from it. But I know here in the States, sometimes they'll make a whole video or art, but it has nothing to do with the song. So, like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to, like, emotionally connect to it, which
Connect.
is what we want to do when we're listening to an artist. Um, Before I toss it back to 16, I had one other question. For some of the songs that make, how do you come up with the concepts, or are you writing by yourself, or do you have a team that writes with you for your vision? How's your process for that?
It's funny. There's different phases. So the first phase of everything that you're experiencing thus far has been
Hmm.
a lot of the pen has been myself. To be honest with you, I'd say 98% of the work that you're hearing from the catalog that exists, in terms of lyrical content, is myself.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not a small catalog. There must be about 100 and something, 200 songs out that I've penned already. That are out released, and then forget the other like 300 and something plus that are out there but not really released well. So now the stage that I'm in is I'm trying to work on a number one record for hit radio, pop radio, let's just say. So I've got a few different writers that I'm collaborating with in order to put this material together to make sure that it fits the singer songwriter scope. It doesn't mean I'm venturing away from what I enjoy making. It's just a different element that I get to finally dabble in, because at the end of the day, as artists, we actually make music in order for us to survive. So why am I making music if I'm not here trying to be a multi-platinum selling artist? If
Right.
I don't want to go
Right.
platinum, then who am I lying to? By me going, "Oh, yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, 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 man, whatever." It's like, who am I lying to? So pretty much the next phase that we're working on, I come up with all the concepts myself. I start them off, and then I'll bring in different writers or different producers to help me develop those concepts. All the concepts are from life. The best writers in the world just lived really amazing lives in terms of
Hmm.
experience. Yeah.
It sounds personal, so I'm really happy that you said you wrote them. Because when I was listening to them, I was like, this sounds like real personal, but like in a good way. Like you seem very connected to the lyrics that you were singing. And we
Thank you.
should be able to vote on one of these songs that goes on the radio. Like I think was my one of my favorite ones. I think was I think Bamboo was one of my favorite ones. That was like a cool beat. I really like that song.
Funny. That's like one of the like mixtape kind of demos. A lot of the stuff
Uh-huh.
that people are hearing, demos in my head. You know, I just signed a new management deal in London with a London management company called Gaki Music, and the guy that signed me was like, "Yo, your stuff, it's done," and I was like, "That's just the first part. That's like the mixtape segment." And he's like, "What you mean?" I was like, "We're not marketing
What?
that." So I was like, "What I'm bringing next? That's the stuff." And he was like, "Okay, cool, but this stuff is good." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the problem. It's not great. we need a move."
Well, that's good. I mean, as an artist and you're creative, you may think it's not like where you need it to be, but
Yeah.
sometimes other people are gonna think that's freaking
That's
amazing, which
that's where it is, yeah. And
yeah.
which is like, man, like you talked about the dancehall segment. How many dancehall tracks do we listen to that are made in studios that if you look at them, you're like, oh, okay, that came from there. It's because they understand that the concept is the vibe. It's nothing to do with the
No.
science behind it. It's about does the feeling come through? If the feeling comes
Yeah.
through, the track's done. Yeah,
It does. You see yourself in the song and you can like, you know what? I could really be in the club vibing to this. I could meet a person and vibe with them and like leave with a whole new friend, stuff like that.
yeah,
So, all
yeah.
right, 16, I guess I'll share. What do you
Oh
got?
no, it's all good. We're just vibing right now. That's a good thing. So
That's
Jerome, I
good.
want to jump in and ask you about the side of it where you know as far as obstacles that you're facing with trying to promote your music. I mean, it's a lot of artists that are out here. So I'm trying to, I guess, find out what's something that you thought that was going to be hard in promoting it, but ended up being easier than you figured.
Promotion of the music, I guess in doing so much content, I was fearful that I wouldn't be able to get all the tracks out there and get people vibing to the music. Like I thought like, okay, they might vibe with one song, but there's no way they're going to check out the rest of the stuff. And that was kind of like a misconception because what happens with people is if they hear something that really resonates with them, then they want to look for more. So that's kind of, I guess, the thing that got me. It was like, oh, so it actually does work. Like you can put out content, as much content as you want, and eventually
Mhm.
it'll get to the ears that it needs to get to. Yeah.
No,
That's
that's a good way of
that's
putting it. Because
true. I
like I
went
said,
down
I
the
know
rabbit
it's
hole myself, so I definitely understand that.
because because I can understand you saying that where the music can kind of take care of itself because there's so much out there and trying. I mean, I guess you could say you present it to people, you hope for the best, you know the work that you put in, and you hope that the work that you put in comes out in that and people enjoy that. So that's a good way of looking at that. So in terms of taking that and talking about then support is where does your support come from? And in that aspect, I'm not talking about just fans and people who listen to your music, but a team, like your family, friends. Who's like the person who, when Jerome's having one of them days where you're not really feeling yourself, they give you that kick, like, hey man, you got to remember who you are. Let's go. What are you doing? Let's go.
Something that resonates is it took me 24 years to get my father to say he was proud of me and he understood the vision that I had for myself. And from there onwards, whenever I've kind of got to the point where I'm like, I'm done, he's like, yo, you started something, finish it, bro. And I'm like, what? Like, for him to say that, it always resonates with me. I mean, I've got a few other friends here and there, like I can mention Paul Cruz from Zambia, who's is an engineer producer that's done some amazing stuff. He's mixed some of Neo's vocals with Diamond Platinum. Like he's done some amazing stuff, and he will hit me up randomly and just be like, "Bro, remember you the guy." And I'm like, "I'm not yet the guy." He's like, "No, you the guy."
Yeah.
So there's a guy called Courtney Hales from London, based in Manchester, England. He's one of like the biggest authors out there, and he also hits me up occasionally where I just get a voice note. And he's like, "Hey, bro, what's happening? Today you're gonna make it happen because you always have made it happen." I'm like, oh. So I've got like one, two, maybe three people that have always had my back and always said things when I needed to hear them most. I don't really share much with people. It's in the music, so you can tell. Like when I'm down, like you can hear it in the music. There's no way. There's tracks like Broken Inside and You know, even things like Soul Exchange, where people would listen to the songs and they're like, whoa, that's quite dark. But it's like, yeah, I've had dark points in my life. So I use the music as much as I can as a diary to reflect my life, and I don't shy away from it. I don't think that, oh well, I understand everything's a chapter, you know. So even when I'm feeling down, I'm like, what can I draw from this in order for me to still move forward towards my goals, rather than looking at it as in, yeah, this is it, I'm done. It's like, well, I've been there before, and I know that there's something else coming. So let's just roll with the punches. I remind myself that daily.
Nice. Like I said, I appreciate your explanations and going into detail, you know, giving the good answers here, man. We definitely appreciate that. So again, it's talking to the great Jerome Arab, right? So check out all his music, his catalog, including that song that I've been telling you about, Take It, on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Deezer, Apple, wherever you get your music, Amazon, he's there. You can find him. And also check him out on Instagram at the great Arab. ATL Diva, you got something else for Jerome?
I do. Do you recall the moment, or maybe a particular couple of moments, where you were like, maybe it was a fan or someone like was super hyped that you were just like, oh my God, wow, like, okay, my music's really, really making a difference, or something that made you blush, where you're like, oh my God, I got fans now. Like, do you remember that moment when you were just like, oh snap?
I'll see.
I
I'll see. Yeah, I get what you say. Like I see. No, I have.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've had moments like that in my career where, I was on the show called Big Brother Africa, and it amplified everything that I was doing. When I got off the show, man, it's like the whole continent is talking about you as an artist, you know, as a person, like as a creative, um, and I didn't enjoy that. The first time I remember somebody actually saying something about my music was Paul Cruz, the same guy I'm talking about that's mixed like Neo and them.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, bro, there's something about your voice. And if you can invest in your vocal and in your songwriting, like if you can believe in it as much as the rest of the world, like will eventually get to that. He's like, because what I see, not many people can do, and you've got that. That was a life-changing experience for me coming from Paul Cruz, because it's somebody who actually works with stuff, like works with big artists, and for them to actually say something like that, you know, it's like, wow. I mean, occasionally on Instagram I'll get the, yo, I really like this song, or yo, this song really helped through this, and that means a lot to me as well. But that moment, I remember getting somebody in the industry to say that you have something is like, it's a life changer. You know, it's what Usher probably said to Justin Bieber. You know
Oh
what I
wow,
mean?
yeah. I
When you think
remember that back in the day. I do remember that.
when you think about
And look what that turned into.
it's what
I
Quincy
know.
probably it's what Quincy said to Michael. You see what I'm saying? Is when you when you
Yes.
when you when you cut it up like that, it's like it doesn't matter how many people could say like, yeah, you changed my life. It's hard for you to believe it. I won't lie to you. It's like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Especially when you're not in a good space as an artist. But when you have somebody that actually genuinely could contribute directly to you moving forward as an artist,
Hmm.
saying that they believe in you and then showing that they believe in you by actually championing what you're doing, like people like a radio DJ playing your music on the radio and hyping you before does so much more than 1,000 fans going, yeah, you're the man, because that one person can actually change your life.
Yes, they can.
And that's like, when you talk about those moments, I've had both, and as I say, like the one that still resonates like with me is when somebody in the industry says something genuinely nice about what you're doing. I don't know. Do you guys know Debange by any chance?
The
Have you heard?
Bunge.
Yeah, have you heard of him? He was signed to Good Music, basically, an African, one of the first African artists to be signed to Good Music.
Oh, Good Music. I'm
Kanye's
familiar with the label Good Music. Okay, but I'm not sure about that particular artist.
Debange is like the old school. He's like before all of these Nigerian cats, before Wizkid, before
Oh, okay.
Davido. Yeah, and he also sat down and he was like, "You've got something. He says, just
Oh, wow.
take your time and it'll come. And I was like, do these guys understand like how much time we put in this? And they're like, take your time, it will come. I'm like, wow, it's not what you want to hear, but for them to say you've got something, yeah, that means a lot.
Well, I think when they say take your time, I think that's really powerful because I will say from experience here, everything is so rushed, so rushed, so rushed, and a lot of times artists, it's a time process. And some of the greatest artists, I mean, they'll put out an album and you won't hear anything for 5 or 6 years, but then when they come back out, it's amazing. And then you have the
Yep.
artists who can drop an album like every 2 years. And then like you get in an interview and they're completely honest and they're saying, I didn't love a lot of this. I felt a lot of pressure to put this out and I wasn't connected to this album. So I just think they're speaking from experience, on your gift. And I think that's amazing. I had another question based on that. So when someone who's that powerful or important says invest in yourself or invest in your voice, for people who aren't in the industry, like what does that mean? Does that mean you get a mentor? Does that mean you take vocal lessons? What does that mean, or what does that process look like for you to invest in your voice?
So the way the business works, and this is something I think people miss in the industry. A lot of people just want to be artists, um,
Right.
but you could break it down from, even you look at like a Jay-Z kind of element, where you don't get a record deal, you start a record label. Look at all the doors it opens up. When somebody says invest in yourself, what they're saying to you to do is to go back and just keep doing what you're doing and just be consistent. And trust me, you will start. Like, I sing every day. I vocal like warm up every day without fail. Whether I'm holding my like 3 month year old while I'm singing every day to make sure that my voice is actually being trained. I'm working out
Mm-hmm.
basically. I go for a jog nearly every day, at least 5 times a week. And in terms of the business element, I'm managing myself and speaking to the team daily. It's like, this is what we're doing, this is what we're trying to do. I would not understand the whole. I wouldn't understand production if I didn't spend the amount of time I spent in this. I wouldn't understand my own vocal and what my vocal needs in order for it to actually execute like a good track. I wouldn't understand image. I wouldn't be able to do my own clothing brand. I wouldn't be able to, yeah, like I wouldn't venture into so many of these different things or even attempt them if
Mm-hmm.
all I'd done is just like, well, I want a record deal. That's all I'm aiming for. Taking your time is just like, find out where you position yourself in the industry. Find the faults that you have to pass through, because who knows, those faults may open doorways to you actually becoming a business or a brand that is worth like eternity. You may be here for the next 5 years if you get a record deal now, but if you learn how to run a record label, you may basically end up 20, 30 years like run of a career. It's just the way it works. So when someone like that says take your time, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're just saying to you, like, take your time to understand what it takes to become the people you want to become. I've had plenty label execs say to me, don't sign a deal because none of the big artists that you love are on a record label. It's like, what do you
Mm.
mean? What do you mean? It's like, all these guys we love? What do you mean? And it's like, well, none of them are signed to a record label. Yeah, they might work with a record label, but they deal with the record label. They cut deals, they cut contracts. None of them actually are signed to any other labels. Why
So
is
they're
that?
independent.
You own your
Wow.
masters. You own your
Yes, you
masters.
do.
It's like you're gonna get paid
Deep.
for the rest of your life, man. And we
Mm-hmm.
talk about these things, but people still don't understand what it means to register. Go talk to half the artists about registering a track with BMI. What's that?
Well, by the time they figure it out, it's too late. Now they have a whole legal situation going on, and it is definitely expensive at that point. So,
So take your time. That's like any advice that I'll give to anybody in any industry is like, take your time, find your position. Like, explore it, you know, try out being a radio host. That might not work for you, but then you're learning how to, yeah, like you're learning how to press the buttons, and then before you
Yes.
know it, oh, who knows, maybe you're designing the software that all the radio stations are going to use because you found the problem. Like maybe that
Yes,
was
that's
it.
so
That you
true.
needed that
Yep.
software, that IT, that was you. You know,
Yeah.
your business is multi-million, but you ain't on radio no more. You ain't the host. You just providing what they use and making major money for it.
Yes.
Just do you, man. Like
And that's
take
what
your
matters. As long as that check clearing, that's the
Right.
Yep. All right, so Jerome, we got a couple more here for you, and then we got a little question game that we do with our guests that come on the show here. So, in talking about your career, I guess in total, so what are your plans for your career? We talked about your singing and everything, but at some point you're still doing that. But do you want to get into other things? You want to manage artists? You want to try your hand at acting? Maybe you want to do a podcast. Where do you see all this ending up for?
Funny you say that. It's like, where do you see? I'm like, yeah, working on the podcast, doing a few books, writing a few scripts. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I started off in theater, you know, theater from the age of 6. I've been on stage, acting. And that went on to, at the age of 11, scripting and actually putting on stuff. And then still singing and stuff, opening for my uncle and them, like doing the Michael Jackson covers until I could actually come up with my own content. So when you ask me what do I see, I believe that I'm a creative. That's what I do. Is I help put things together, and I utilize the talents I have. So whether it's acting or directing or producing, I dive into any form of creativity. America's always been a dream from when I was a kid, just because I'm so heavily influenced by what you guys have there. You know, it's like I'm a huge fan. I think it's clear. Like you can see, I've studied a lot of the ways of the Black American kind of culture. It's like, wow, I actually am. That's raised me. So I would love to come out there and add that African element to what is going on and just be part of that
Yes.
segment. Yeah, like I would love to put together, you know, certain movies. I'd like to be part of like a Mansa Musa movie that talks about, you know, some of the greatest African leaders that traveled before, like Europe was even, the Europeans were thinking about it. Like I want to be part of a whole different scope of creativity that helps reshape the way we as Black people like perceive ourselves. You know, we always think that we start at the bottom, but I want to show people that we actually have been at the top and have been a major contributor to humanity from the beginning
Yep.
of time. You know, and
Absolutely.
that's kind of like my core. Like my core is there, so I'll do everything in my power. I'll create as much as I can to not just contribute, but to also move mankind forward. You know, so yeah.
We welcome you to Atlanta, where everything is music, arts. I mean, it's like Black Hollywood here, so
Yeah.
that's very real. So when all of this
Yes.
chaos is over, we would love you to come
I'm
here
down.
and
I'm down. I'm on the hold
I mean,
you to that.
yes. Hey, listen, you could be, you know, I don't know what it is. We call it bi-coastal when people go back and forth, but I don't know. International. There you go. International.
That's how you work. You can come out here and hang out, get some of this, you know, this good living out here, but also some of the terrible traffic as well that exists out here too.
Oh my God.
Because everybody want to move it. Yeah, it's bad. But
Well, we're
know.
like not letting some people come anymore. We like tell people we full.
Oh yeah, we full. Yeah.
We say
No.
Atlanta is full. We don't have any room, but you know, if you know people, we'll let you in. VIPs, we'll let y'all in.
But Jerome, you come on through though. That don't
Oh
apply.
yeah, you can come on through. Listen, we gonna
Thank
stamp
you.
your passport 5 times. You're more than welcome to come here.
I'm gonna be there soon. Trust me. As soon as all of this class, I'm landing.
Oh my God,
Nice.
I missed
That's
so
giving me
much stuff.
That's giving me an idea. Like so many great artists across the U.S. and other countries that we need to try to. Once all this COVID stuff stops, we need to put together a mixer for the show and just let
We
everybody finally meet.
should.
You know, make that happen.
I think that would be super great. I just sent off for my passport renewal, so I hope I get it back before June.
No, just Jerome up here sparking up ideas and stuff. So
I know.
Okay.
Give this man a show. He needs a show.
yes,
He's great.
get this man on the show. So one last thing here, and then we're going to get into our little fun thing that we like to do here is, so if we miss anything as far as where we can find you online, and we mentioned your Instagram, and we know that your catalog is on all the major streaming platforms, but did we forget anywhere else where people can find you online to get to know more about you, your catalog, anything? Please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, on Twitter, it's The African Arab, and on Facebook, it's The African Arab. So please feel free to hit me up on any of the platforms and let me know what you think about the music. If you want to collaborate, even if you're just like, okay, cool, I'm starting out in the industry, what do I need to look for? Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I mentor a ton of artists at all levels. And pretty much I don't ask for any payments from the jump. Like, I make sure that we develop some sort of an agreement in the way we work, we develop the working relationship. And then once you start getting paid, then we see how we cut me into your management sector and stuff like that there. But my goal is, as I say, is to elevate as many people as possible. So please do get in touch, and yeah, let's cut it up from there.
See that right there, 16 is amazing, because here in the States, they not gonna say that first. They're gonna be like, give us all your money, and if we buy, we buy. If we don't, see you later.
but I know this for a fact with Jerome, because when he reached out, him and I had like a full-on DM conversation. It was just chill, like we knew each other, you know. we were chatting. I was like, where can I find this? Oh, it's here and here. Here's where you can find me. Check this song out. It was a full-fledged conversation. So what he's saying is the truth, you know. It was just two people, you know, having a nice chat, just like we're doing
because
here.
He hit me up on text and he was like, man, I just had the best conversation. Like, you gotta jump on this interview with me. And I was just like, okay, sure. And so he sent me the link and the bio, and I was like, yeah, I am really excited to meet Jerome Arab. This sounds really good. So I love your vibe, great vibes. And I definitely wish you many blessings in anything that you want to do. I think you'll be very successful at it.
Thank you. I receive all the blessings that you guys have passed. And as I say, likewise, you know, me saying that everybody can hit me up. Like, feel free, like, hit me up as well. Like, I'll probably check up on all of you anyway. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm landing in ATL next week. So
let us know. Seriously, we would like completely love to work out something, hang out, take a tour with you, take you around, show you the good stuff, you know. I like your outfit. You'll fit right in.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Don't get it twisted, I just wanna go and pull you closer. Grab you by the waist, make your hips so soft. Cause you know I will love you better than many men, cause not many men I get ya. They won't get you there, to the point where you swear that you can't pay. Being in the same room with no attention, let me make it clear. It don't matter where, I'ma get you there. If you down with that, let's cut the raps. Girl, I wanna get to know you, so tell me all the things you won't do. When I come through, you gon' take it somewhere. Feeling shy, that's okay, boo. So tell me what you really, really won't do. When you come through, I won't take it somewhere. 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 Pull up round your block round 1 a.m. Looking for a nightcap, looking for a friend. Yeah, she know I'm a freak, but I'm a gentleman. So I take my time, I'll be gentle on your skin. Press your lips against mine, taste the melanin. She say I kiss like a pro, that's a mental spin. Cause now I'm thinking about her when I'm hustling. Checkmate, soulmate, she got me wondering. Does she wanna be with me like that? If I go for the kitty, will she let it bite back? Or is this just another game or trap that she wanna play? See if I move like that. I'ma let you know the D like crack. One hit, keep you coming right back. So don't play with a G like that. Don't play with a G like that. Girl, I wanna get to know you, so tell me all the things you won't do.
Jerome, you're not off the hook just yet because we're about to get to know you just a little bit better with what we're about to do here. So we got this little deal that we do with our guests. It's called Don't At Me. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. And basically, just to give you an example, I use this example with everybody, is I would say, Jerome, which do you prefer, Coke or Pepsi? And if you like Pepsi, you say Pepsi. Don't at me, like you're online, like telling somebody on Instagram, hey man, don't at me. This is my opinion, that's it. So that's how that works.
Cool.
So,
cool.
All right, cool. All right, so let's get into it. So here's the first one. So Jerome, in your opinion, which is most important meal of the day to you? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Which one of those could you just kind of do without?
Lunch, don't at me.
Okay, all right. What about you, Diva? Which one of those is, you know?
I can be like, whatever.
Yeah, it's like you ain't gotta have it.
I don't have to have breakfast. Don't at me.
Okay, all right. So for me, it's the same thing. It's with you, Diva. It's breakfast, where after I get to a certain point in the day, it could be like 9, 10 a.m. I'm trying to find out like where can I get the nearest cheeseburger. You know, I'm not worried. I don't need breakfast. I can make something else. Breakfast,
This man loves cheeseburgers, Jerome. Like every show, he's always talking about cheeseburgers.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I've known him for years, like probably over 10 years, and I honestly, when we worked together, I didn't know he ate cheeseburgers this much.
It's gonna kill me, but it's so good.
The M-16 Mac. That's what we need to do.
Yes.
You need to get somebody on that. The M-16 burger.
16. How many pieces of meat do you eat on this burger? 2 or 3?
It's usually a double. It's either, like I said, it's either a cheeseburger or, you know, or some type of seafood. But Jerome is on to something. The M-16 burger. Somebody, come on. Let's make this. Let's make this happen.
Oh my God! I don't even want to know what kind of sauce is gonna go.
Oh my gosh, the sheer heart attack special that this thing will be, you have no idea.
Wait, are you like putting bacon on this too? Like, what's happening?
No bacon unless it's turkey bacon. But that's a conversation for another day. But Jerome is on the something.
Hold up, how you gonna have a burger? But excuse me, keep the beef, hold the pork. Okay, I guess you could.
Yeah, that's up to the consumer. But Jerome is on to something with that. I appreciate that.
All right, you're planting ideas. Okay, he's gonna have a burger now.
Yeah, he's planting ideas. He said he's a creator. So there you go. All right. So Jerome, here's the next one. When you're paying for something, are you cash or card?
Cash. Don't at me.
So you cash. Okay. Jerome said he wanted it gone. No penny. All right. Diva, what about you? You cash or card?
Now, come on now. You know about the cash. Don't at me.
Paper.
Listen, we like cash. It spins very nicely down there. And we can keep it and do what we want as creative people, right? The system can't track us.
You can't throw no cards in a strip club.
No.
You can't make it rain with your Visa.
Yes, you can. But in the white strip clubs, like black strip clubs is cash. White strip clubs, they sign credit card receipts. They do. Credit card swipe. Thank you.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah, that's how it works here. It's different. Culturally, white people, listen, they get all the dances for the credit card. You know, they got the black cards and stuff. Corporate tab, yes, we sign it. But black clubs be like, show us the money, okay? We need the cash.
That's because Jerome will be able to tell the difference between going to one of those and then if he go to pinups, that ain't the same thing.
We have to ask him, 16. Have you heard in Atlanta about Magic City?
I have heard about Magic City. Obviously, I've never been to the States, so I've got a lot of experience.
Yeah, that's.
So
we'll have a chat about.
We'll chat about that later, but it always involves some entertainment and apparently some very good chicken wings if you eat chicken. But
I'm down.
Apparently, people willing to risk many things to go get them, but that's how that is. All right, for me, for sure, it's card. I don't really want to handle cash. I was kind of like the I ain't really want to touch money germ guy before all this COVID stuff anyway. So the least amount of stuff I have to deal with, I'm good on that. That's why my hands are clean so I can eat cheeseburgers. All right.
I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm not even gonna give you a hard time today. You got it.
All right, Jerome, here's the next one. Don't at me. That's the game. Don't at me. All right, Jerome, here's the next one. Do you stay up late or do you go to bed early?
Man, my life's been so like different. Like, if I had it my way, I'd be in bed by 10. Don't at me. Like, but
Aww.
with kids, like 10 o'clock is kind of when they done, and then you need some time to yourself. So I'm getting to bed like 12 because I still got to squeeze in some work, and then I'm an early bird, so I have to get to bed like before a certain time. So yeah, I'd say I'm an early kind of Don't at me.
So you said you have a 3-month-old. How old is do you have more children?
Yeah, I got 2 kids. So my firstborn is about 3.5 now. Yeah, just over 3.5.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, you're not going to bed before 10 o'clock. Sorry. I stay up really late. I cannot go to bed early. Don't at me. Late.
I know about that. I know about her crazy sleeping habits because mine are the same. Because I'll get that 3 a.m. text about an idea for something in the chat. But for me, it's to stay up late or go to bed early. I cannot stand. I'm a night person. I'm very much a night person, but I'm forced to wake up in the morning. But yeah, I'm definitely staying up late. Don't at me on that one. All right, Jerome, here's the next one. Do you prefer peanut M&Ms or regular M&Ms?
That's Can I say? I don't like no M&Ms. Don't at me.
I'm shocked. So Jerome said he don't do. So what's your favorite candy? What's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy is I'm chocolate, like just pure chocolate. Like I love chocolate. I don't like no sugar coating, none of that. Like I like chocolate as chocolate is.
You want to get right to it. All right.
Like give me a slab of like chocolate and I'm done. It could be Belgium, it could be whatever, but a slab of that. Oh man, I'm good.
I bet y'all have great chocolate over there. Listen. I can't wait. Let me get this passport.
What about you?
Out of here.
What about you?
If I had to, I definitely would do, or I used to do peanut M&Ms. It's really not my stilo anymore because I like more upper echelon chocolate.
That don't shock me.
So I don't really eat Mars candy because the chocolate's very cheap. But I like the actual chocolate, okay? And you can do the Belgian, you can do Switzerland, you can do whatever you want to do. It tastes amazing.
Both of y'all went off the board on this one. For me,
because we can do what we want. Don't at us.
For me, it's peanut M&Ms. Even though this isn't necessarily my favorite candy, I know some people, make the choice in between the two. If it was my choice, it'd be a Snickers if I'm choosing candy. But it's peanut M&Ms for this one. Don't at me.
You cranky like a Snickers some days.
I turn into Joe Pesci. I know I could be moody. All right, so Jerome, we got the last one here for you, and I'm really interested to know about this one, especially from Diva too. So, do you sleep with socks? Yes or no?
Wait. You need to get it straight. First of all, I'm in England right now. Usually I'm in Africa, right? When I'm in Africa, I don't sleep with socks. When I'm in England, I sleep with socks. The weather is different. The weather is different.
Did you see how he was bundled up when he came on this show?
Yeah.
He got on a hoodie and a jacket
Yo.
And look, it's kind of warm here, so this is, how we live in. Except it was 40 degrees yesterday.
Because it was like 32 last night.
It was 40 degrees yesterday. It's like really crazy here. It's like up and down, up and down. We don't have consistent weather.
So I don't sleep with socks. Don't at me. Right.
All right. So now ATL Diva, the prim and proper diva. You going to sleep with socks on, or what are we doing?
I hate socks. I don't wear socks. Don't at me. Like, I don't sleep in socks, and that's annoying when other people sleep in socks. It's just weird.
Jeez, okay, tell us how you really feel. All right, Do I sleep with socks? No, I do not sleep with socks on. I may walk around with them on, but I do not sleep with socks on. So this was, I tell you what, this was absolutely cool playing Don't At Me with our man Jerome Arab, having some fun without nonsense. Definitely appreciate that. And again, you can find all his information. He gave you the info. We're gonna put it in the description for the podcast as well as the YouTube video. Make sure to find him on Instagram at The Great Arab and stream all his music on all the providers. Just search for Jerome Arab. He got you. And make sure you check out that song, Take It. I think I'm gonna drop that song in this video at the end here so people can check that out. I'm gonna drop that in there.
I'm gonna drop that one. I'm gonna drop Bamboo. I'm gonna drop Smell Flowers. Smell My Flower. Because that's an anthem, okay? I'm just going to say that if you haven't heard that song. It's like, listen, don't tell me I'm great when I'm not here. Like, go ahead and do that right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. She got it. That's all I needed to hear. You got it.
Yes.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, so
right.
Thank you guys for having me. And as I said, like, I'm definitely making my way across the ponds because I feel like we just all one people and it'd be nice to connect.
Yes, it would be beautiful, and we're so excited. And hey, we're very serious. Hit us up and let us know. And also, we're going to keep in touch with you. Keep in touch with us. Any projects that you want to share, let us know. We'd be happy to post and share it too.
Man, one love.
We'll be dropping tracks. We do the music break every week during our show during the week. So please believe that you're going to be seeing some Jerome Arab tracks in there. That's happening.
Yes,
so
yes.
you're
and do
you're
you
absolutely
ship internationally? Because you did mention you have a clothing line. Do you ship internationally?
Funny enough, like we actually started to look back into that. So I was doing a whole lot of one-off pieces. This is actually one of them, like the jacket that I got on right now.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice,
Yeah.
man.
So we're doing one-off pieces, and I try my best to get it to people in the States. I mean, I got people in the States wearing the hoodies, but we had to stop because I want to do it. I want to just do it properly. I want to make sure that it's going out, and I'm not like waiting for 5 orders, waiting for 10 orders. I want to just like, okay, fine, let's drop the first 150,000 units. Let them move, and So I'm trying to organize everything, and hopefully before the end of this year, you'll see a relaunch of the whole brand. Basically, it's called UI Clothing, Underrated Individuals Clothing. That's what the label's called.
Nice.
That's so dope. Hey, that's gonna do really well over here when you're ready.
Yeah, you gotta let us know because I'm a hoodie wearer too.
Atlanta is definitely the urban, like eclectic, like one-off, like just so unique. So that's gonna do really well.
I mean, that's why everyone's moving there,
I know.
But we full though. We full.
Listen, we really don't even have houses. People are trying to buy houses and the inventory so low, like it's insane.
Yes.
Wow.
So
yeah,
wow.
it's crazy.
We just need
but
a shirt
there's
that
still
say
enough room. I mean,
we need a shirt that just say we full.
Yeah, we just tell people we full, but we still got a lot of land here. So Georgia's really, really big. So
Wow. Like, I mean, I don't know like about that because a lot of people are running away from where I'm from. So when I look at it like that, I'm like, okay, so this is what it feels like. Like in London and stuff, that's overpopulated, So I'm sure ATL will kind of get there eventually before people start to move elsewhere or something becomes a new capital of. Because before ATL, it was kind of like Hollywood. It was. Past tense, I'm sure. Because right now, it's just like everyone's talking about ATL.
Yeah, because folks come here.
And it's so funny because we live here. We don't. It's different for us because we're so used to it.
Yeah. You come here and you can
I
still
would
get
love to go to London
living.
one day.
Yeah, you can
I
city
watch a lot
living
of British TV.
A little bit of it's like it's country enough still, but you still get that city living also in there too. So it's kind of
you can do whatever you want. Right. You can have city or you could just like chill out in the what we call suburbs, like the outskirts of the city. It's still like small cities, but like it's kind of really spacious. So you can just be like really chill, very quiet. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
What's the Afrobeat scene like in ATL right now?
Huge. So It's kind of hard now because we have like this little area that I used to do like a lot of we have like a lot of little music spots here. We had this place called Music Room downtown, like in the city, and we would have they would do like house music. I don't know if you are familiar with the house genre, but they use a lot of Afro beats in there. We have like Fela convention. Like we will always have like Fela would be here. It's like really big, and that's a really dope festival. So we have a lot of festivals and stuff here. We have different pockets of areas that are very like that. So we have like, everybody has like their pocket of area here. So you've got like West African, East African, like just different places with food and stuff. Like it's huge here. Because when people come here, they all migrate to where like their main group of people. Yeah. So like if you're Ethiopian, like everybody hangs out mostly in like this area. If you're Nigerian, it's kind of like all over here. So it's pretty dope. Like you can, the food is good. It's like a huge community. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's another reason why I'm going to the States, just for the food. Like literally, like
I want, they got you covered here, man.
Like, yeah, like I love food, and I want to push the boundaries. I want to see whether I could do things super fast. I don't know if I could, but I want to try.
No, you just have to decide. The thing is, you just have to choose what you want, because they got some of anything you could come up with.
Listen, you tell us what you want to do. We could have like a dope itinerary for you when you come. We'll be like, look, this is the place, this is the place, this is the place. Because we kind of, I have a lot of international friends. Like, so my non-American friends can definitely be like, eat here, don't eat there. You know what I'm saying? So, so we kind of know like where we would go, where we would avoid going. So for sure.
Man, one love. Honestly, thank you guys so much. You guys are family. Like I feel the world.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that. Same way. We have been looking forward to talking to you, and we're glad to have you, and hoping that this is not the last time that we have you on the show. Not just speaking off the air, but in general, have you back on a pretty regular basis. That's the hope.
Yeah, we have a co-host with friends sometimes. So if you want to come on and just be a co-host with us, that'd be great.
I'm in. You got me.
Yay!
Nice. The great Jerome Arab.
Yes.
Coming to a headphones or whatever speaker system you listening to near you. Just go search him out. You would not be disappointed. So Jerome, we appreciate the time, man, and we look forward to the next conversation. How you feel?
I feel like I just met my long lost friend from across the pond.
Feels like it.
Doesn't it? It was like I didn't want the interview to end. Like, you know, being able to connect with someone, thank God, through Zoom, which is so worth the monthly subscription. But to be able to make new friends and to make new acquaintances and to meet amazing people, one of the things that I was just so excited to learn and just talk about was when he was saying that, you know, he wants one of his missions to be that Black people aren't on the bottom, that we're very much on the top. And just listening to him speak in regards to the artists that he works with, the other engineers and the other musical people who are in different countries that maybe we don't get to associate with on a regular basis. I mean, that just made me feel proud, like just even be able to know about it or talk about it or to give a platform, you know, for that. And just hopefully maybe one day we go across the pond and we call it a tour.
Oh,
and we get to go over there and see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about it?
No, this is great. This was just cool that it makes me love doing this show even more, because we're getting to meet and know people that under normal circumstances we wouldn't get the chance to. And
absolutely,
it's really rewarding, and I'm here for it. And it just makes me feel like what we're doing, it matters. And another thing that would matter is if you check out Jerome Arab. He's not only, as you see, a dope person, but he's a great artist as well. And then you can show some love to the radio show as well. Check us out. Follow us on Instagram at It's the Radio Show. Subscribe to us on YouTube or any of the other podcast providers. we were grateful for the support. So Diva, we got another one in the books. I guess we could just wave to the camera and tell everybody that we will see them very soon. So we appreciate it. And I get to say my phrase, I hadn't said it in a while, but just remember and never forget, you're not just listening to a radio show or some radio show, you're listening to the radio show. Catch y'all later. Jerome Arab, go check him out. Later.